Good morning, Las Vegas. Welcome to Rise and Shine.
Come on, everybody.
Good morning, Las Vegas. Rise and shine. It's your girl, Little Sonya.
Hi, I'm Chris Cook.
And I'm Jason Hawe.
Good morning. Wake up, wake up. Get your vodka, get your coffee, get your tea, and come on in and chat with us for a while. So, guys, how was your weekend?
Well, very nice, very nice. This is the perfect weather this time of year in Las Vegas. It's 55 at night, 75 during the day. This is the best time.
And a breeze.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I personally, all right, I'm wearing far more clothes now than I'm used to, that I prefer, and it's harder to get into the water and not freeze to death. So that's kind of,
Is that where you at?
I might still be heading further south over the course of my journey here. So we'll see.
You can't deal with the fall of Vegas?
I'm okay with it. It's
okay.
It's better here than where I just came from. I was up in Breckenridge, Colorado this time last year.
Oh, yeah.
And so forget about it. Not even close. I love you, Vegas.
We all love you, Vegas. So, are you guys ready for Turkey Day?
Is it that already?
It's already.
No.
Already.
Not on my radar yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
You don't smell the aroma of the fresh yeast rolls and the turkey?
Not yet. We're big on the deep frying of the turkey.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
it is
the
so good.
best.
And it's so fast too.
Have you had it?
No, you know what? I have not. I've heard about deep fried turkey, and I've heard about all the explosions that can come from deep frying a turkey incorrectly.
It is.
That is true.
It's got to be completely defrosted. The water reaction to 350 degree oil is not pretty.
Ugly.
You're correct.
Gets really ugly. I have a indoor turkey fryer. I invested in one a couple of years ago. Butterball made one.
Really?
It's really nice.
Interesting.
Really nice.
Now, my last name is Cook. I'm working on a cookbook. After we fried the turkey, we just started frying everything at Mom's. So I did some chickens. I did deep fried chicken. And, you use the peanut oil when you deep fry. And the flavor of that peanut oil in the chicken is so good that I made soup out of it, and it's called deep fried chicken soup.
Nice.
What a crazy name, but it's
a
signature recipe right there. That just headlines your book.
Deep fried chicken soup.
It sounds really
It's
yummy.
a crazy title. It sounds impossible.
Deep fried chicken soup for the country soul.
That's right.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
There you go.
I love it. Fried chicken, the way to my heart.
Yeah, I can't make it. I've tried to make fried chicken. I don't know. You gotta get a recipe from a grandma, a Southern grandma.
Yeah, with the buttermilk and the Southern fried chicken.
Done wrong, it's just greasy chicken.
Nobody wants grease, except on a drunk night. Greasy chicken may be good for you.
Yeah, 2 a.m.
Stomach.
That KFC's.
Okay. Yeah, but watch out with that on the hangover side of things. So there is that cutoff point, that window. Taco Bell, KFC, all right, overnight, but yeah, greasy chicken afterwards. Yeah, that's trouble in and of itself. No.
Sounds like a nightmare, huh? Well, speaking of Thanksgiving and this delicious food we're discussing, I'm pretty sure there are families out there who are unfortunate and who may need. So, Lerner and Rowe Accident Attorneys is partnering up with our Clark County School District Police Department. Our Clark County School District Police Department and Lerner and Rowe are feeding 750 families this year. This drive will happen in Henderson. It's a drive-through and it's completely free. It's first come, first serve, so make sure you're there on time. This will happen at C.T. Sewell Elementary School. It's located 700 East Lake Mead Parkway. That's Henderson, Nevada, 89015. It is a drive-through, so drive up, pop the trunk, open the back door. Do not get out your car. It's contactless, and allow the volunteers to load your car up with all those goodies to fix your family a traditional Thanksgiving meal.
Wow. Is there a website that they can go to?
Let's see if there's a website. No, there isn't, but there's a phone number. You can call 702-877-1500. That's 702-877-1500 to get more information on this. And again, this will happen Monday, November 13th, 4 p.m. Make sure you're there. The first 750 families will be served.
Now, is there any further way to donate and contribute to that?
It doesn't say here on the website, but I'm sure you can call the number 702-877-1500 if you want to contribute.
Yeah, try and make it more than 750.
But
try and take care of that.
They're not giving cooked birds. They're giving you
food for you to prepare.
Okay.
Yeah. This is for you to prepare your family a traditional Thanksgiving meal.
Yummy. Very nice.
Yes.
Lerner and Rowe, what a great law firm. I'm a paralegal by day.
Oh,
that's
nice.
my day job.
Okay. And shout out to Clark County Public Schools Police Department for making a difference in those families.
Absolutely.
All right. What do you guys got for us today?
Well, I brought some F1 thing because the F1 race starts next week, and I thought we'd talk a little bit about that. Maria, you ready to run that promo? Hey America, Chris Cook here with Chris Cook Comedy and the Rise and Shine Morning Show, Las Vegas's only morning show that runs all the way to afternoon. We're here on Las Vegas Boulevard. Next week is the F1 race. Thousands and thousands of people come to town. F1 is an international event. It's huge in Europe. I feel so European this week. But I just want to let y'all know there's construction everywhere down here. The road closures start today. And there are still some tickets left. The general admission tickets are gone, but there are still some box seats available. You can get a 3-day pass for $2,180. It'll only set you back. The luxury package at the Wynn, 5 days, all you can eat, all you can drink, tickets to the F1 race, only $20K. Come on, let's get two. Also, the hotels have gone nuts this week. The Aria, $300 this week, $1,500 for one night stay next week. The Bellagio, one night at the Bellagio will set you back $1,700. So, come on down, but bring your checkbook, bring your credit cards. F1 Las Vegas next week. Back to you, Maria. Well, like I said, next week is the F1 race at F1 Las Vegas. Part of the race goes up the strip. I think they turn at Sahara. I got the map here as well. It's really interesting how they just carve up the city to make a racetrack while people are working, and so it's really interesting. Maria, run that clip, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it.
What's interesting is, yes, in fact, they carved up the streets. They literally had to rip out the pavement that existed and replace it with thicker, heavier stuff that was more durable for racing, but at the same time, still long-term usable for regular motorists.
My son said he found himself driving on the racetrack on the way to work.
Oh yeah, no, I've already tried it, done few turns myself there, at least at 0.3 miles per hour behind bumper to bumper,
and all the traffic. And I think they'll have the traffic issue cleared up for the race. The cars don't get to drive on race day on the strip, so they're not weaving in and out of traffic. Although I think that would be a much more interesting race.
That would
if you just left the Vegas locals out here driving to the middle.
I'd venture to say it would actually help us out if we allowed all of Vegas motorists to try their hand on the course, but if they blow it,
that would be amazing.
They lose their license. We could certainly do with a few of those.
If they blow it, we got to ship them to California.
Yeah, back to California.
They find their way
back. With the bad drivers.
Yeah, find their way back.
Yeah, go back and learn to drive in California and Mexico. That's apparently how
So 300,000 people is the expected attendance.
Wow.
For the race. It's incredible. When I lived in Dallas, Texas, F1 did the same thing, had a race. They just did it a one-off. They just did it for 1 year. When I lived in Austin, Texas, F1 came in and built a track outside of Austin, out by the airport, had a 10-year contract, and it's like this one. It's not consecutive. They don't have to do it 10 years in a row. They just have the right to do 10 races here in the next how many years?
I wasn't aware of that. I thought it was it had become part of that season circuit.
It is, but like the one in Austin, they did it for 4 years, and then they said, okay, we don't want to do Austin anymore. But you know, the city gets to keep the track,
right?
Which is pretty nice. I saw Jimmy Buffett at that racetrack when I was living in Austin.
And the structure that they built. I can't remember what it was called though, but they just built a whole new storage, warehouse type of facility. Yeah,
yes.
F1 contributed and built that.
Right,
that stays put.
Right.
So regardless of racing, then
so
that's going to be going to use.
So nothing gets restored back to its original state. Everything stays.
It's
built for a long term.
Okay.
So.
A lot of it will have to live with. Now, the grandstands and things like
they
that.
They have 4 days by contract to clean it up after.
4 days?
4 days to get rid of all of those. It's taken them 2 months to build it up, and they got 4 days by contract to clean up all the grandstands, all of that.
Wow.
Wow.
All right, take your toys, go home, get out of here.
Wow.
And so, like I said, Austin, they stopped doing it after 4 years. Well, Austin's back on the circuit again this year. They said, okay, we're going to do our year 5, our 5th year of our commitment this year. So Austin, the Texas race is back on the F1 schedule also. There's 2 races in the United States this year, Austin and Las Vegas.
Okay.
Got it.
So
it's certainly been a handful all the way around, but that's bringing a lot of money in. There's going to be a lot of further attention, and
absolutely
call this a trial run.
Speaking of, have they generated a route for those that work on the strip to get back and forth to work?
They've struggled a bit with that. I saw a couple of news reports where people are like, they're an hour late for work, and the boss is furious. He's like, "What am I supposed to do?"
It.
So, like, some of them are parking. There's shuttles from the convention center.
Okay.
To get people to their jobs. I think they're shuttling from somewhere down south too, but I don't remember where it was. But they have these shuttle buses just for employees of the casinos.
Yeah, bottom line is there's going to be growing pains, significant growing pains. This is an investment, long term. So
right, they won't have to do all the build up for the next one because they've done it all. It's in place. So it shouldn't take 2 months of a disaster before the race next year because they had to get so many things ready.
But moving on, interestingly enough, with that F1 race, something else I was going to bring up too is this is also coinciding with the Nevada State High School football playoffs. And they are concluding here in the next couple of weeks. But sadly, the F1 race is Saturday the 18th, and that is the day of the Division II and the Division III high school state championships. These poor kids are now, and their families and all their supporters, have got to find their way into Allegiant Stadium on race day in order to make this happen. And realize a very rare opportunity for many of these kids. They'll never play, they won't go on to college or whatever. This is going to be one of the most significant memories in their young lives. And now, good luck getting there. They might have to leave for it Friday. So that's an unfortunate combination of things. I'm not sure who was responsible for that matching up, but that's one of the sacrifices
as well.
that Nevada is making for this whole F1 event. So,
who's responsible for the schedule?
I'm not sure who booked that one.
Wow.
But following that, the other one, the Division I championship, is the following day. It's on the 21st, I believe. So Bishop Gorman High School, still #1 team in the country.
Congratulations.
Faces off once again against their nemesis, Liberty High School, for their championship in Division I 5A. So
nice.
That's coming up. But
did you grow up here?
No. I grew up in Colorado. So speaking of Colorado and Vegas with the Avs and the Knights and the Broncos and the Raiders is a difficult conversation to have sometimes. So
right, when you're from Colorado and your teams are awful. I'm a Stars fan, so I hate the Avalanche too.
Okay, well, see, Dallas.
And I've hated them long before the Knights were in. So lots of hockey. They've been in the same division forever. So
yes,
a lot of good playoff series, and that's where hockey rivalries are developed. Are in the playoffs.
well, indeed, and you know the thugs over there at the Stars.
They're so good this year. They've been on fire. And I'm a Cowboy fan. What's your football alliance?
God. If you're
try not to
talking
hold that
crazy
against
about his, I know you're going to talk about mine, a Chicago Bears fan.
No, the Bears. No,
Yes,
that's
I love
just-
my Bad News Bears.
that's just sad.
and I'm a temporarily suspended Broncos fan.
Oh,
I
temporarily
told you.
suspended.
I said a couple weeks ago,
Yes,
I'm
you
on
did.
hiatus. All right, the team has been unwatchable for a few years now, really ever since Peyton Manning. So I'm over football this year. Granted, speaking of that, the Broncos upset the Chiefs a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and well, apparently Josh McDaniels upset the locker room because that's something else to get into, is that Josh McDaniels was, of course, fired from the Las Vegas Raiders just this past week. And, well, in celebration, they went on and won their next game.
I love it.
I do too, actually.
Congratulations, Raiders.
Go Raiders! No, that was very impressive.
Josh.
Nobody saw that coming.
That's on them. Yeah, I can't bring myself to do any rah-rah in that case. Just forgive me, but it's the Raiders.
So what's the sport of choice now?
Oh, it's all about basketball.
All about basketball?
For right now, okay, yes, I have to give credit where it's due. Going back to hockey for a moment, I was talking big about the Avs and the Knights. And I said I wasn't sure when they were going to meet up next. Well, it happened, and I have to just lay it out there. The Knights handled the Avalanche 7-0.
Nice.
I'm still a little queasy, but just to throw that one
Get
out
over it. Get over
so
it.
hockey, well, there's a
The
long
Knights
season
are-
to go.
So the Nuggets won a championship last year, so he's
Thank
on
you.
their bandwagon.
Okay, yes, no bandwagon.
Now that they've won a championship,
I have been pedaling that cart for a long time. Long-suffering Nuggets fan.
I'm a Maverick fan in basketball, and their only loss so far this year has been to Denver.
Yes.
That first game of the tournament, the NBA in-season tournament.
In-season tournament, yes, the NBA Cup. They have no better name for it just
I
yet.
don't even know what
They're
it
not
is.
sure. Yeah, and they
Trying to
repaint.
look at the find the schedule. I can't find anything. I don't know how it works.
It's elusive. Apparently, their marketing department is focused on something else, because the tournament is kind of just being snuck in there, and they're not even doing it all at once.
Right.
Yeah. There was a slate of games just this past week, and then in another week there'll be another couple of games from another couple of groups. It's try and follow it, try and catch it when you can, but it's basketball's got another long season just like hockey does, so it's a marathon.
All right, guys. Well, as you can see, it's little Sonya. I'm a little girl in this man's world. Just a squirrel trying to find out about sports, okay? We're going for a break, guys. Don't go anywhere. Go warm up your tea, put a shot in there, and come right back with us, okay?
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, social media shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran.
Hi, I'm Deacon T with Modern Word Ministries. It's great to be with you today. Just a short little promo for our show. Every Sunday morning we have service, and you can follow us at 10 a.m. Pacific Time on modernwordministries.org. And if you missed us or you want to see some of our older messages, go ahead and check us out on socialmediashows.com every single morning at 9 a.m. It's a great way to kick off your day, get a little bit of the word in you, get something uplifting, get you started off on your way. You know, if you're looking for prayer or you need some help, reach out to us. If you go to our website, again, that's modernwordministries.org, you can interact with me via telephone, via DM, text message, whatever you want. I'll get right back to you. So if you need prayer, you need help, you just need somebody to talk to, Modern Word Ministries is here for you. We are your church in the community. So until you see you next time, be blessed, everybody. Bye-bye.
Welcome back, Vegas Rise and Shine. It's your girl, Little Sonya.
Chris Cook.
And Jason Hawe.
And we are back live and in color. So, guys, last segment was really, really good. We had some great conversation. We talked about the F1 and the horrendous traffic issues getting back and forth to the strip. So if you're visiting, be prepared to walk. We also discussed our sports teams here, how the Vegas Knights go Vegas, how we won and kicked butt.
Begrudgingly. Yeah.
So, and we also talked about, I wanted to just recap really quickly how the F1, you said they have 4 hours to clean up after this event.
4 days.
4 days. 4 days, 4 hours, it's all the same, right? As quick as these days are going. They only have 4 days to clean up after this event, so this may open up some jobs for Vegas.
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay, and speaking of jobs, get your resumes ready, Las Vegas, because Clark County is throwing this huge job fair this week, this Thursday. Okay, let me get that information for you because all of the government entities will be there. We're talking Las Vegas, City of Las Vegas, City of North Las Vegas. If you're looking to get into this field, if you're looking for something in admin, clerical, or anything, you can go. It will be Thursday, November 9th at the Las Vegas Convention Center. This is located 3150 Paradise Road, right here in Las Vegas. It'll be in North Hall, room N1. That's North Hall, room N1. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Thursday, November 9th. There'll be 20 local government entities there for you to interview with face-to-face, in person. There may be some hiring on the spot. They're encouraging you to register ahead of time, but walk-ins are welcome. Registration is at PS Career Fair 11923.com, I guess. It doesn't say .org or .com, it just says https:/PS Career Fair 11923. That's at the Las Vegas Convention Center this Thursday, November 9th. Get those resumes printed out and head on over there, guys.
Oh, what time is it?
10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Very short window, so get there.
Yeah.
Get there early. Because just like you plan on being there early, I'm sure the rest of Las Vegas plans on being there early. So get there early. Parking is free. I wanted to make that note. Parking is free.
Oh, wow.
That's something right there.
Yes.
That's rare.
So get there early. Get there early and get the job.
Excellent. That's definitely going to.
No, what a great resource.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're finding these things. I have a job, but I'm always looking. I was looking for a job when I found the one I got.
Hey.
And you very seldom see all of the government entities in one spot hiring. So that goes to show you that there are plenty of jobs out there in Las Vegas.
Always something to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I moved here moved back just a month ago, and I'm still looking for the right situation as well. So, yeah, that's opportunity.
Head on
there.
over. Yeah.
You just got to keep looking.
Head on
all over
over.
the place.
Yep. There are plenty of jobs out here.
Well, I'm a paralegal, and that's really a great career path for a lot of young kids. There's a paralegal certificate program you can get from some of the universities here. It's like a 6-week program that you need paralegals in every city in the country. It picks up and you can pick up and drop off anywhere. I've encouraged my nieces to do it and nephews. Do
you know if it's do they have like those certificates like on Coursera? You know, the Coursera app or website?
I don't know about that one, but there's a paralegal program at the community college here.
Okay.
Clark County Community College, and UNLV has, I think, an associate degree program for paralegal. I got the associate degree years ago. I was in litigation sales all my life, and I went back to school at 45 and got my paralegal degree.
Wow.
And now I work from home. I work for Texas lawyers.
Okay.
We're in mediation.
Here out of Vegas?
Yeah, it's all online. They're in Texas.
Wow.
They're in Austin. All my bosses are in Austin, Texas, and I live in Las Vegas.
Wow.
So, and it's a great job. It's good money. I'm contract now. I feel like I interview with law firms and see if I want to work with them.
Nice. So you're your own boss.
I am. I have my own company, and all these people are contract. I'm a contract employee. I have to pay taxes. They just send me the money. I pay taxes out myself. But it's a great career path. You kids out there, get your paralegal degree.
Get it.
Well, even better, you can. The whole remote work thing nowadays is what it's all about.
It's the thing. Yeah, it's the thing.
It's so.
You can do it anywhere.
It's so. Now, I do. I'm here because I'm a comedian. That's why I came to Vegas. I've been here 5 years now. But working with Texas lawyers, I'm done at 2-3 o'clock because it's 4 or 5 o'clock there.
Yeah.
You got to have a sense of humor. Work for Texas lawyers.
Oh, and I do family law, so it just writes its own material. You can't make this stuff up.
Nice. So what are you looking to get into here in Vegas?
Well, as far as what I'm involved with here in Vegas, I'm still exploring.
Okay.
I'm still looking. My time spent here has been very interesting, and it's been fun so far. So, looking more into developing my own networks and things like that, my own channels and whatnot. So, still playing around with that. There's other things that I came back here to do too. So, feeling it out still.
Some surprises? Anything you want to share with us?
Nothing yet.
Nothing yet?
Nothing yet. It's still cooking.
Anything you got your eye on in particular? Just give us a peek.
Oh, well, speaking of a few other people that are involved here on the network, there's the whole alien thing going on, and this being, Nevada and all of the ghost stories that come along with that.
All of the aliens.
I'm just going to have some fun with things. You'll see when it comes along there. Yeah.
We have aliens in Texas, too. They come from Mexico.
That's... Got a few of them there. You gotta make, yeah.
I'm sorry. This guy is something else.
It's what I do. I interrupt. I'm an
interrupter.
interrupter.
We finally got a little bit of the comedian there. So that
right.
I was gonna say, well, tell us a joke, and see, he delivered. So yeah.
Tell us about your aliens.
Oh no, I live here now.
Have you learned anything about our aliens?
I'm living downtown, man. I'm just fighting off the homeless.
Those are aliens too.
It's rough down there.
Some of them.
I saw a lady yesterday. I know you might not be able to tell, but I actually have to run 60 miles a month just to look this average. I went for my walk yesterday, and this lady is having a full-on conversation with the fire hydrant, and she's down there, right down on. Well, good morning, Mr. Fire Hydrant. How are you today?
And what did the fire hydrant say?
I kept walking.
You didn't stick around?
Try not to get.
Well, how the hell do you expect to learn about our aliens if you're not going to stick around?
Full-blown conversation with the fire hydrant. But the sad part is she was so happy, the joy in her face. I'll never be that happy all day. 7 o'clock in the morning, she's just tickled a pink to talk to the fire hydrant.
Sounds like a nice life.
Yeah.
I know. I think we're missing out here.
Ignorance being bliss, and no brain, no headache. There's something to
no woman, no cry.
A life like that. There you go. So,
Yeah, no loving can do it to you. No loving can have you talking to a fire hydrant at 7 in the morning.
Yeah. So she finds friends wherever she goes. Okay.
Welcome to Vegas.
It's madness. Random acts of prostitution. You see that here. You just in downtown. You just walk around the corner, and I was pulling back into my parking space, and this I assume she was a prostitute, was giving a guy a blowjob in my parking spot. Does that happen out in y'all's neighborhood? But I'm pulling in. She saw me and scooted over to the next parking space, all without stopping the job she was hired to do.
Wow.
So
Skilled
clearly,
and professional.
we can question this
Skilled
woman's
and professional.
we can question her morals, but we cannot question her work ethic.
But here's the
skill
thing,
and
though.
training. Yeah.
This is all happening downtown Las Vegas. Downtown. When we hear downtown in other cities, we think a metropolitan area, skyscraper buildings, professionals.
We have random
We have
acts of
other types of
prostitution.
professionals in our downtown Las Vegas.
No, going downtown in downtown is part of the whole experience. Yeah, so what happens in Vegas
Stays in
usually ends up in
Vegas.
his parking
Right.
space.
I don't recommend downtown.
I do. Have fun. Explore. Get to know our aliens.
Our homeless aren't they're not muggers. If they'll steal something if it's not nailed down, but they're not muggers. They're not out to harm anybody.
Yeah.
They're just, I don't know where they get all these free drugs, man. But that fentanyl is what gets them, man.
Yeah.
They just
it has them looking like zombies.
It is. So
it's scary.
It's
scary. But then I think about that's somebody's child. Maybe
right,
somebody's mom,
somebody's
maybe
mom and
somebody's dad, It's so heart-wrenching. And I think we talked about this on another show about the homeless because I was in property management for years. And a lot of them don't want to be housed. And it's so sad and so unfortunate. It really is.
There really is. There's a legitimate segment of that population that chooses to live that way, chooses to abdicate all responsibility for having a life and taking care of themselves.
And I think it's a small percentage. I think most of them there by circumstance. But there's a lot of people in an apartment right now that are losing one paycheck from living in their car.
That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm down here all the time with this howdy doody face. They hit me up for money all the time. I can't help them all, so I prioritize. If she looks like a grandmother, I'm gonna hook her up. If they don't have 2 full legs, I'm gonna give them money. Those are I prioritize the stumpies up front. Give them money. They ain't got 2 legs. They need $5 more than I do. So you do what you can.
Yeah.
I can't say yes to them all. I can't say no to them all.
That's so true. That's so true. But your yeses, they matter.
Right.
They matter. You've touched someone. You can't touch them
I
all.
gave this lady
but as
$20.
long as you touched one,
She burst into tears when I gave her $20.
it's probably the most she's ever gotten.
70, looked like a 70-year-old lady. I see her down there regularly. This isn't the first downtown I've lived in. I've lived in downtown Dallas, just off of downtown in Austin. I grew up in Chicago. It's a huge problem everywhere, and the population is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and there's twice as many one paycheck away from being there.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, you have people in my profession that are one paycheck away from being homeless. The jobs, the amount of money we're bringing in, it's just not matching the economy right now. I don't think it is anywhere. It's really sad. And the way that the economy took off in Vegas during and after the pandemic, I think every company and every organization needs to go back and reorganize some things and look at
salaries didn't follow that flow.
Because it's crazy. We were just talking about Nevada Energy and lowering that bill. Like, how do you go from paying a $250 bill during the summer months to a $500 bill? Yeah. It's crazy.
It's definitely getting into that. And the economy being what it is, jobs being what they are now, Biden's getting a lot of heat for that.
The
and
worst
rightfully so.
administration ever. I don't care. Argue with me. This is the worst administration ever.
Well, it's hard to say that because they keep finding ways to one-up each other as far as how bad can it get.
That's true.
They're not paying attention to the people that are one paycheck away from homeless. They don't give it. Those people aren't voting. They're not interested in helping. No, we got a flawed system. It appears to be crumbling. And one of the clues to a fall of a civilization is when happened in Rome, happened in Greece. They start to obsess on the sexuality, both for and against. So people are, now we have all these. We have to give all these people a different moniker: him, her, they, we. And the anger from the other side against that is just as strong. And that's exactly what happened in Rome. That's exactly what happened in many major civilizations before. The fall starts with the objectifying of people's sexuality and the angst against it crunching together.
So where do you see us going as a nation?
I'm terrified. I'm glad I'm old. I wouldn't want to be 20 years old and having to deal with what this is going to be like.
Oh, absolutely not. Can you
60
see
years
yourself
from
growing
now.
up in this in this?
It's interesting to say that. Granted, it is symptomatic of a society or a culture that is desperate. There are other underlying causes to how they evolve. Where we're at now, yes, the whole sexual identity, gender identity, sexual orientation issue, all of those things, again, they are also symptomatic of what else is going on in the country. And yeah, it's a scary thing. Interestingly enough, just this week, I believe, Governor Lombardo signed off on a letter along with 8 other governors that petitioning the NCAA to revisit their transgender policies as far as school athletics goes. That whole thing, and again, an example of that is the transgender athletes that want to participate in sport. They're there because they feel like that their gender is misassigned or misaligned. Well, the actual underlying issue there is the emotionalism, the feelings taking precedence over what their circumstances and what the facts are. So I don't want to get too far into this as a whole nother mouthful. This is a whole nother discussion. But the emotionalism.
But what does the deal that they're passing or that they signed off on? There's
a lot of things right now. They're basically the letter is just urging the NCAA to revisit their policies.
Got it. Okay.
One of the Joe Biden is also re-examining the Title IX legislation, mandates the rules in the NCAA for how...
Which is even scholarships for men and women.
Exactly. So they're trying to add more anti-discrimination and transgender verbiage into that too. So that is an ongoing issue. But the most important part of it is just that everybody being driven by their feelings towards these outcomes or these debates. That's really underneath what's going on there with all of those things. The emotionalism, the primacy of emotion over fact and logic, right? And reason. Yeah.
If you're that emotionally attached to something, you can't have a clear mind on it.
Right. And you'll sway from one end to the other.
And on both sides.
Yeah.
Your commitment to think I should be allowed as they to compete in either the men's or the women's, and if you're a man wanting to compete against the women, well, there's a fairness issue there as well.
Yeah. There's no competition.
What's fair to the group, and so wokeism. Let's get into that. Wokeism is making a rule for a small group that everybody has to follow to accommodate a small minority group. It started, look at where it started. The handicap spaces. That's where the origin of woke. We can't. Nobody can park in that spot for a small percentage of the handicap. Some of them, the crosswalk that you can now in America in 2023, a homeless person doesn't have to get down a curb to use the crosswalk. We all have those ramps. Mm-hmm. That is woke. That is also a woke thing. We change sidewalks across the country to accommodate a minority. Again, people in wheelchairs. So to be against woke is frightening. Because where if you want to take all that back, where does it now? We got to build those curbs back on the sidewalk. So it's frustrating to me. I see so many of my friends who call themselves Christians and followers of Jesus Christ, and there was nobody more woke than Jesus Christ. And it's empathy for people who have a different set of experiences than you, and I see that fading quickly.
That's important. Yeah. You're right. The changes, the handicap curves and things like that, those are consequences of the wokeism. What that really, it started all the way back. Let's go all the way back to early on, a couple generations ago, participation medals in school competitions. Everybody, because they didn't want to elevate competition, they didn't want to make somebody feel bad for failing to get results. And from that to political correctness, to basically bending over backwards because somebody's feelings were affected. That was what it was all about. Now you've got all of that stuff, feelings above everything else, trigger warnings all over the place, wokeism left and right. And it's all because people are following their feelings, reacting to that without actually questioning what generated those emotions to begin with.
But your feelings are always there.
They're always there.
Always there.
Absolutely.
We bury them.
Well, not anymore. No.
Yeah, not anymore.
Now
Everybody's
we elevate
out, but we bury them,
celebrate them.
And then we wonder why there's this big explosion.
But the important thing is that emotions are not actual informative fact.
That is true.
Emotion is, and they are immediate, but most people assume that they are automatic. I can't help the way I feel. Wrong. An emotion is generated by the content of your thoughts and your feelings, your beliefs, all the way down on the deepest levels. Those are manufactured responses. And they have now elevated an emotional reaction to be the be-all, end-all answer to whatever it is. And that is their truth, without actually questioning what made it that way in the first place.
So do you think, just speaking on emotion and reaction, do you think any emotions are evolved in the current war over in Israel?
Oh, enormously. Especially in all the other countries not actually involved in it. Everybody is driven by their emotions, and they've gotten so polarized in how they have viewed it that there's no reaching them, there's no correcting it. They're on both sides.
That was my next question. Do you see any type of consensus in the near future with what's going on?
It's gonna take a lot to actually drag everybody through this ugly process before they finally either have had enough of the negativity or their reaction to it, or have learned something. And sitting around counting on the people as a whole to learn something.
Yeah.
No, and I think what it boils down to is emotional maturity. And I think the majority of Americans have the emotional maturity of about a 13-year-old.
Yep.
And that comment that they said to you, I can't control my emotions. Wrong. Someone who's emotionally developed, who's an emotional adult, can control their emotions. And the knee-jerk reaction, and now the news people picked up on this 20 years ago. Their headlines are to evoke that emotion from you.
Yeah.
They prey on that. Their revenue and their viewership is driven by how they can trigger you in one sentence. And they'll say it, and they do the tease before they go to commercial, and it grabs your emotions.
The domino effect.
Yes.
Not only in the media, but I mean, obviously now it's all online, so clickbait and all that. More disturbingly, is it's in all of our communication. GIFs and memes have replaced actual and those are specifically just immediate, recognizable, little superficial art triggers to elicit an emotional reaction to convey a message. That is not any material, any information, any actual communication. It is just meme to meme to meme to meme, garnering. It's iconography from way back in before they invented language.
Trigger. Right.
You have memes now generating about the war. You have the video clips of the minor children, begging to stop. You have the video clips of the two children whose heads were blown off. Emotion.
Exactly.
Reaction, tears.
And without any context. And that's the other issue, is context dropping in any matter like this. And right now, they're talking about, 10,000 Palestinians have died so far in this. That is a report. Check it. That is a report that's come from Hamas themselves. They're the ones releasing those numbers. But all it takes is one meme, one image, one clip of saying that, and now everybody is right back out on the streets screaming against the Jews. That's all it takes anymore to push everybody's buttons, one way or another.
Right, and Americans don't dig down and read the article. All they want is they read that caption.
Quick click and move on and say, okay, I hate them, they're right, they're wrong.
And that, we have a wealth of knowledge at our fingertips nowadays.
Yes.
There is no excuse to not educate yourself. And I think the term is called willfully ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
They could, whatever side they're on, left or right, they could, with this magic box, all the information from that was in the library at Alexandria is at our fingertips, and people won't use it to study the issue and read farther and say, wow, maybe I didn't have the full story there. Maybe this has changed my opinion. We don't do that. Nobody changes their opinion.
What it is now is good enough. And any mental effort it would take to actually process a bit of information.
Willfully ignorant.
The mental effort is decreasing at the same rate as the attention span.
Yeah, there's no time for it.
Yeah.
There's no time for it. All right, folks. This was a major conversation.
Wow. Got a little heavy there.
Yeah,
it got
a
little heavy.
It did. We're going to go and take a small break, and we'll come back and wrap up the day. Don't go anywhere. Tune back in.
The year is 2980, and we now know that death is not the end. A soul can be extracted from the recently deceased and be used to create a blue liquid called essence. It can bring a person back to life.
We'll get her back.
I hope so.
It's an expensive process used by the rich and powerful. The rest, they do what they can to survive.
Stay right there.
You told me you're hiding from some dangerous people.
Let's knock on the door. I spent the last year searching for the Deep Star. A bounty so big that the entire galaxy could be yours.
People have been looking for the Deep Star for years. It can't be found.
It's because they can't find the distress beacon. I know where it is.
If we find the Deep Star, we could get enough credits to bring Mom back.
Blast off.
Guys, we have company.
You can run, but you cannot hide. Prepare for impact.
I am now authorized to take action.
And now you die.
No!
Shopping for a new home is an exciting time, and the mortgage process just got easier. New American Funding's all-digital mortgage application takes all the hassle out of applying for a mortgage. Simply put in your information and we do the rest. Safely and securely verify your income, assets, and tax information electronically. Plus, you get access to track the progress of your application anytime, anywhere. Less questions, less paperwork, less hassle, and instant access. Ready to start shopping for your new home? Let's get started.
Got Films is a full-service production company that provides motion picture quality content and production services for use in the film and TV industry. Looking for a seasoned crew, high-quality equipment, or other production services for your film, TV, commercial, corporate convention, sports, news, or interview project? Your search stops here. Some of our projects include NASCAR, American Restoration, Pawn Stars, Counting Cars, Top Chef, BattleBots, Forge and Fire, and Street Outlaws. We have also produced over 60 feature films and documentaries. We're ready for all your needs. Whatever your project, whatever your budget, big or small, Got Films got you. GotFilms.com.
And welcome back, Vegas, to Rise and Shine. It's your girl, Lil Sonya.
Chris Cook.
Jason Hawe back again.
And we're wrapping it up. If you'd like for your company, your organization to be featured here on our show, please reach out to us at admin@socialmediashows.com. That's admin@socialmediashows.com. And if you want to find little old me and what I do, you can find me on Facebook at Sonyita, SONYITA, forgot how to spell my name, D Johnson, and on Instagram and TikTok at The Real Little Sonya.
Well, I'm still getting started, as I said, but you can find me on the social at Jason Hawe. That's Hawe. 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 Right now, you go. I have a TikTok, but there's nothing on there. It's crickets. But it's coming. And Facebook, Instagram, Jason Hawe, find that there. There is things coming. There are things on the way. I promise you that.
Exciting.
And I am at chriscookcomedy.com. I've got some shows coming up. Next Wednesday, I'm at Rick's Rollin' Smoke on Las Vegas Boulevard. I've got a show coming up at the Backyard in Henderson. A Backyard in Boulder City, and I got a show in 2 weeks in Henderson. I'll plug all those on chriscookcomedy.com. You can also find me at Instagram at Chris Cook Comedy and Facebook, Chris Cook. Just look for the glasses.
And I hope to see some of you, one of you, or all of you at one of his shows. Let's go check him out and support Chris Cook.
I'm funny.
And the recipe for that chicken soup, that fried chicken soup.
Deep fried chicken soup.
We'll have to get the recipe for next show. Promise?
Maybe we'll come back and blow up a turkey.
But not the studio, because we need to come back next week. So, folks, you can check us out during the week, every day at 10 a.m. right here on socialmediashows.com. Alrighty. We're out of here for today. Enjoy your weeks, folks. Hope you get a job at that job fair. Bye-bye.